Hey babes, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Lauren. So today's video is going to be a little makeover, and when I say little, I mean it's gonna be pretty little because it's only in this wall right here. So all the walls in my room are pretty much packed. This is like the only wall that I had to do something fun with, and I wanted to take this opportunity to create a little DIY video because why not? I feel like I've done so many DIY videos. What's one more, you know? I love doing DIYs. I'm honestly such a big fan of interior decorating videos, and I wanted to try it out. So yeah, let's get started. I actually have a little Instagram highlight showing you guys kind of how I changed like my other decor that was more neutral for like fall and winter into like this more spring colorful decor. I'm just over all neutrals. I want some color in my life. But anyways, that was more of like a provisional fix. I definitely wanted to do something to this wall. So I ended up going on Pinterest and I found a lot of inspiration of what I wanted. I'm really into like retro 70s, 80s, Miami Vice type of vibes right now for spring and summer, and I wanted to incorporate that into my room. And I will also link my Pinterest down below if you guys are interested in looking at my inspo and the inspo that I used for this DIY. So for the artwork, I had actually seen some YouTube videos and also some pictures on Pinterest that really interested me. So what I wanted was to create a neutral artwork just because I can add color with the decor, but let's say tomorrow I want neutrals again and I'm sick of color, then I can change it and the artwork will still match kind of like the vibe of my room. I found these great artworks that are pretty much just like texture artworks on Pinterest that I love. And so I found some videos showing you how you can create this texture artwork with like cement or like sheetrock and a bunch of other materials that you can find at like Lowe's and Home Depot. And this is kind of how it went. So to start the artwork, I stopped by Hobby Lobby and I picked up two 30 by 40 canvases. I also stopped by Lowe's and I picked up this little bucket of spackling. I actually used the entire bucket of spackling for both canvases, so if you get larger canvases, then make sure to pick up some more buckets of spackling. Originally, I planned to create a gold border for the artwork, so I used a ruler to mark 1-inch increments where I would place tape around the entire border of both canvases. I would recommend doing this even if you don't want a border. I feel like it just gives it a clean look to the artwork after you remove it. Next, I used this little spatula to spread the spackling on the canvas, and the spackling goes on pink and dries white, so don't get scared about the hot pink color. And if you're wondering about the spatulas, they sell these at Lowe's as well. At this point, I'm just making horizontal lines throughout the canvas. My goal for the spackling was to create only geometric shapes because I had seen other videos of people making circles and I just wasn't a fan of the results. But I basically just created lines of different lengths, and make sure that you guys use a generous amount because these little mounds of spackling is what's going to create the texture on the artwork. And then I did the same process to the second canvas. So this is what the second one looks like. I added some horizontal lines like I did to the last one, and I also added some vertical lines because I wanted it to look a little bit different. So then I went ahead and did the same thing to the first one that I did, and I just love how the horizontal and vertical lines look together. So now I'm gonna let these dry overnight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So later that night, I actually started painting the gold border with acrylic paint. I honestly did not like the results at all, and I had done like 4 coats of the gold paint and it was still streaky. So I decided to buy some spray paint to make the paint a little bit more even. But then when I went to spray paint the canvas, I accidentally dropped the can and I broke it. So I took that as a sign that gold was just not the move, and I decided to paint the gold back to white with some white paint that I got from Lowe's. So originally I wanted to paint over the spackling and make it all white, but I ended up liking the beige off-white color that it dried down to. So I decided to instead paint all of the open white spaces in the canvas with the paint. I did this because I wanted the glossy paint on the border to match the rest of the artwork and also just to add a little bit of shine to the piece. I also used the white paint to create small lines on the spackling. I think it made it look so much cooler and it made it look like an actual painting. And lastly, I went in with some pearl white acrylic paint and added a decent amount to all of the raised parts of the spackling to add some more shine. I did the same thing to the second canvas, and this is the finished result. For my second DIY project, I had fallen in love with some Pinterest inspo that I had found. It's pretty much like a very 70s and 80s table that's made out of tile. Pretty much just take like a table, a nightstand, whatever it is, and then you take this tile, you can paint it pink if you want. It creates this really cool kind of like retro looking table, and so I love that idea. However, I don't really have any tables to like DIY, so instead I wanted to incorporate that by creating a little tray table because I thought that would be a great addition to this room. Something small but still bringing in that color and that tile look. So I went ahead and created that little DIY, and this is how it went. So for the tray, I first picked up some wood from Lowe's. I found a 3-foot piece of wood for like $6 and I had it cut in half. I only really needed 1/2 of this, but I can now create another tray in the future if I want. From Lowe's, I also picked up the sanding sponge and 2 gold handles for the tray. I first went in and I sanded the piece I was going to use. For the towel, I found this cool peel and stick towel on Amazon, and it made this process so much easier. I felt like real towel was going to be too heavy and more expensive, but this peel and stick is honestly just just a sticker and so easy to cut and fold, which is perfect for this DIY. I pretty much just peeled off the sheets and made sure that everything fit properly. A huge piece of advice would be to cut the sticker before you stick it to the wood. I thought I could just cut it after, but it was actually really hard and it left weird cuts on the sticker, so I had to redo some parts because of that. So just measure out the pieces first, cut it to size, and then stick it to the wood for the best results. Also make sure that you take the time to really stick the towel to the wood. Don't just place it, but go over it with your hand so that it sticks well. Next, I cut out 4 little squares and I placed them on each corner on the back. You can put peel and stick on the other side if you want, but I didn't think it was necessary for me. And lastly, I went off camera and I had my dad help me out with the handles. I'm not too familiar with the drills, so I needed some help, but then I was done with the tray. We ended up putting up the stickers. I didn't film a lot of that, and that's because my mom was the one that helped me out. She was the one that kind of like laid everything down and told me like, this is what you have to do. Like, what would we do without our moms? So I did end up measuring the wall, but I didn't end up using that measurement just because the curtains are a little bit bulky on that side, and so they take away from the wall. So putting the drawers right in the center is just gonna make it look kind of off. We basically just kind of eyeballed it, but I think it's gonna look a lot better that way. So we put the stickers on the wall, and then we also put the stickers on the back of the artwork to match where we place them, and then we just have to leave the stickers on for an hour so that they stick before actually putting the artwork on them. So since we had to wait an hour, I'm gonna start focusing on the drawers, kind of cleaning everything up and start decorating, showing you guys some of the things that I got, and yeah, let's get into it. So I always get questions about these drawers and like where I got them. So these drawers are from Home Goods. I got them, I believe it was like 6 years ago, I want to say. I know that Home Goods doesn't carry like the same thing in every Home Goods. It's just kind of like things that you find that are good. And these drawers were just one of the gems that they had there. So I got them and I've had them for a long time. So these little glass handles, I actually put them here. When I bought this, it came with like wooden knobs, like the silver color, and they were smaller, and I just like these glass ones. But I'll try and link some down below that are similar if you guys are interested. Okay, so now that the drawers are clean, I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I got at both Michael's and Hobby Lobby while I was doing my little DIY shopping. You know, I spotted some things I like. So first thing that I got are these really colorful flowers. I got these at Michael's and they were all 40% off. I got these really pretty, this is like a blue tulip, a blue rose, 2 like hot pink roses, 2 light pink tulips, and then this little bunch of, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is supposed to be like pollen, but it gave me very like retro kind of 70s vibes, especially this like little pollen thing, and I love them. So I think they look really cute. And this is a little flower pot vase thing that I got from Hobby Lobby. I love it. As you guys can see, it's like a very textured vase. It's giving me very like Cat in the Hat, Dr. Seuss vibes, but I love it. And the bubblegum pink color is just beautiful. So I think that's where I'm going to be putting these because that looks super cute. Next, I got this bubblegum pink candle from Hobby Lobby as well. I was torn between like this one, which is just a bubblegum pink, and they had a metallic bubblegum pink, which I thought like is even cuter. It honestly like goes along with this really well. So, and then I also ended up getting this pillow, which just, I mean, come on, this screams like Miami Vice, like 70s vibes. This is actually from the little girl section, and they were having a 50% off on the pillows as well when I went to Hobby Lobby, so I ended up getting this one. And lastly, one of the first things that I did before I even started this DIY project was I went vintage shopping because I wanted to see what I could find, and I found a couple of things. So the first thing I found is this really pretty seashell like tray, which I have to clean, but this is what it looks like. This was on the 3rd floor of like the little vintage place. It was honestly in like the worst place that you could possibly style this little tray, but I saw this from a mile away and I knew that I had to have it. I know that seashells are like a very retro thing, and I had a lot of like seashell pillows and seashell things saved to my Pinterest board. I feel like I'm just gonna put a couple of rings in here on top of some books or something like that, and that's gonna be really cute. And this was just $8, so I thought it was a good find. And then lastly, I got this glass candle holder, which I love so much, and this is where I'm going to be putting this little candle. So it's gonna look like that, and I love it. It's so pretty. It has like a little pineapple. I was torn between 2 candle holders. One of them was definitely giving me very 70s, 80s, but then I saw this one and I just felt like I had a lot of print in my mind that I wanted to incorporate in this DIY, so I went for the simple glass one. I believe this was like 14 bucks. I went to Hobby Lobby where the candle section is, and I actually found some of these that are like 10 bucks and they're just as cute. So if you guys don't want to go vintage shopping, or if you do and you can't find anything, you can go to Hobby Lobby. Let's play some music. hi guys, this was the entire little room makeover. I hope you guys liked the video. I love how everything turned out. The artwork definitely added some more texture to my room and added some character, which I love. All the colors honestly making me so happy, and this tray in particular I think came out so close to all my Pinterest inspo. I love the little seashell with my little rings and earrings. I kept this drawer pretty similar to how it was before. Honestly, I loved how the books looked and I didn't want to change too much, but I did make sure to add the little candle down here. I had it on top of the books, but I felt like it was a little bit too high compared to the height on this side, so I just ended up putting the perfume on top instead. I definitely think that it adds a little bit more pop of retro to my room, and it makes me really happy to see some color in my room, to be honest. But I love how everything turned out. I hope that you guys loved it as well, and thanks so much for watching. Like always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.